All right. We didn't do it before video, but this is an after or almost done video. Basically, our friend's house, um, her crawl space floods, and they did put in a drain, but they put it in too high. So we redug a hole.
And then they buried the end of wherever it is because you don't see it coming out anyplace.
Yeah, we don't know where it goes. It goes somewhere out here. And so, yeah, it will properly drain if the water level gets to a certain height, but the height was too high. So we redug a trench and put one in lower.
We went underneath the foundation.
And we went under the foundation instead of through the foundation. And so this way it'll definitely drain out. And if for some reason this one doesn't drain out quick enough, then the other one will be back up.
I don't think so. I think it's probably maybe 10 foot of pipe and they just buried it.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if for some reason the water gets so high so fast, it'll drain out both. Once it gets below the other one, it'll drain out this one.
So
but this will be the primary.
So we'll need to raise the electrical outlet pipe for the pump even higher.
Perhaps.
Because it's still below the other pipe.
Correct. However, this may be sufficient. It may never flood that much.
See, here's part of the problem. Might as well take this down and take a picture of this. This is what was draining the basement. And it's totally the wrong thing.
Oh yeah, so it wasn't even going through the other pipe that was designed to go through because it was going down here instead.
Yeah, it's coming down to the wellhead. And they rearranged it since. But this pipe was over here and the water was coming out and all the electrical line
basically ran from here up to the house.
Yeah, so the electrical line was underwater inside the pipe.
Right. Which,
we still need
as long as it wasn't exposed, it was fine, but it's still not good.
At some point, we do need to get an air compressor over here and blow the line out. That's the old one.
Right. That went to that cabin.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. The one that's no longer there. So anyways, yeah. So we're redoing it basically so it'll drain proper. David did most of the work. I just showed up at the last minute to take credit and buy some of the parts.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, Bill donated a lot of stuff.
Bill donated most of it, and then I bought the rest. And
I tell you what, $50 for that pipe.
$50 bucks.
Yeah, it'd be $150 to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think I got like $3 or $4 back. It was 47 something.
Prices are ridiculous.
Right? Yeah, but it was for the pipe and the elbow. The elbow was like $6. So, but yeah, so the elbow alone was so the pipe was $40, and then the elbow, and then of course you have to pay theft, aka tax.
And Cindy's inside cooking pizza, so while we're eating that, we'll let her finish burying this.
Yeah. Just kidding. But anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna get back to work while the pizza cools off. We'll get this filled in as much as possible, and then we'll finish filling it in after. Like Miyagi said on Karate Kid, after.
Oops, that's a good size rock.
We want to keep the rocks.
Good size rock.
Alrighty. So this should do the trick. We'll find out this winter, or next spring, or both.
It'll rain all through winter.
Yeah, winter and spring. This winter and spring, we'll find out how well it works. Yep. Alrighty.
Yep, if it carves a brand new path from the end of that thing, then we know it worked real good.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted it out here as far as possible. That's why I went ahead and bought 10 feet. Cindy thought that was too much, but and maybe it was, but I don't think so. I was like, better be safe than sorry. We can always cut some off if we need to.
Yep.
So.
I brought the circ saw for.
Yeah. We had this, but you know, so we could have went a little further. We got another fitting there, but it's only what 2.5 feet, so not really necessary.
Yeah, take that home.
Yeah.
It'll come in useful for something.
Something. Not sure.
Off the septic tank pipe off of your camper, so you don't have to poop so close to your house when it comes out.
Yeah, right. I don't poop in the camper. That's what the latrine is for. And that's what Kaplinger is going to be for in the winter.
No stink, no clean out latrine that they got.
Well, we do need to build what they call them, like a firebox where we can put soldier flies in and they'll eat everything. So we just haven't done it. I got a hole dug where we can bury, make like a mini septic outhouse, and then maybe put soldier flies in it as well. And then they'll eat a lot of it, and then the rest will just, whatever.
I watched this video. This guy was doing a vermiculture.
Vermiculture?
Raising worms.
Okay.
And he was putting meat and everything in it.
Mead?
They say not to, but he was. And the soldier flies moved in. He didn't put any soldier flies in. They just moved in. They do the job, and they do a nice clean job of it too.
So just add mead.
Meat.
Oh, meat.
Meat. Yeah, meat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's putting meat in. Meat, and he's just putting all of his table scraps into his vermiculture. It's supposed to, it's like a compost.
So between the worms and the soldier flies, they did the trick.
They did everything. Yep.
Nice.
And the soldier flies moved in on their own. He didn't even know what they were called. He just pulled one out, and this armored maggot,
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd have to. They'd be in competition with our cats and chickens.
Well, his vermiculture's covered.
Oh.
He didn't want raccoons and stuff going through it.
Oh, okay.
He did a big one. It's basically one of these metal cattle waterers, whatever, the long, skinny ones.
Oh, okay.
And he put a big board over the top of it with weights, and
the cracks are just big enough for the soldier flies to get in.
Yeah, so he had a scrap bucket for the kitchen, and whenever the scrap bucket was full, he went and buried it in this section of the thing. He said it takes him about 30 days to go from one end to the other. And he doesn't ever really harvest the compost from it. On one end, he has drain holes, and so he gets, he called it worm tea, but it actually technically has another term. And as long as it smells good, he uses that as a
fertilizer,
foliar feed, and he even traded a 5-gallon bucket of it for an iPhone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's what a used iPhone would be. What, at least 300?
At least 100.
Yeah, so you're more than 100.
Probably.
Okay, so say it's 100. That's $20 a gallon for that stuff.
Right.
But if it was 300, that's what, 60?
Right.
$60 a gallon for that stuff. Yeah, he says he waters it down a lot before he uses it.
Oh, okay. So it's concentrate. 5-gallon bucket of concentrate.
Worm juice. It's got a name. It's not really worm tea. Worm tea would be worm casting tea, where you take worm poop and you make a tea out of that, and that's a lot like making compost tea.
Right.
But worm castings are much better for plants.
Right. Interesting. Well, we'll have to build one.
Yep.
All right. Good night. All right, almost done at Cindy's. David was supposed to be here, but he never showed up. Not sure why. But anyways, he's like either super slow or he's only got like 3 speeds: first, second, and granny gear. And you'll be lucky to get him to use second. But anyhow, I'm not sure how he wants to do the base. But he talked about doing rocks at the base, so we basically, Cindy and I, filled in the rest and left this last part here for David to do whatever he wanted to do with it. Now this will sink in. It'll settle. So there's still some more dirt over here for Cindy and or David to pile up once it does start to settle. Like right here, there's a little bit of a rut. Could have put some more in there. Oh, there's my mom. David still hasn't showed up. But anyways, David never showed up. Huh? David never showed up. Well, true. Oh, okay. So Cindy and I filled in the hole, and we're about to take off. So perfect timing. All right.